Hey, what's up everyone? This is King Crypto. Today we're going to talk about Bitcoin future manipulation, why I think it has a really big impact on why the markets have been so sluggish, and also why this manipulation could mean we could be in this position for a while, and the evidence I have to support that. So first off, I'm going to do my Litecoin giveaway. Right now I'm going to give it to someone named Andres Dominguez, and this person followed the socials for Coinrating, and therefore he gets $50. It was easy as that. So if you guys are interested in making $50, I think anybody would be. Maybe it's a drop in the bucket for some, but for others, you know, a little extra cash is not bad. Oops, hold on, let me fix that. Coinrating, as I've talked about before, is a project I'm working on with some of my friends, and it is kind of like a coinmarketcap.com, but elevated, and we're going to be having a lot of other features. So these are the socials. It's on Twitter, it's on Facebook and YouTube. You can follow those in the description. Let me know about it and you can win next. Also comment as well on my channel, and that's another way you can win. Anyway, let's get on with the video. So Bitcoin seems to be at a standstill. Not just Bitcoin, but the whole market in general. I've been reading a lot of TA analysis, and nobody really knows where it's going from here. And I kind of feel the same way. I don't think I've ever felt this much doubt before. Not in the long term, but as of now, it's just, nobody really has any idea where it's going to go from here. I do want to keep in mind, though, when you look at this chart, just from 2 years ago, you can see that Bitcoin is in an incredibly higher place than it is now. I understand probably a lot of you didn't own Bitcoins back then, or maybe most of you didn't even know about crypto until this year and last year. So, and I was one of those people. I knew about Bitcoin in 2016. I didn't really act on it. I bought a little bit of it, which benefited me now, but it wasn't nearly as much as I could have owned. So I'm on that boat. But we can see that Bitcoin doesn't look like it's going to be going to zero anytime soon. It is absolutely possible, though, that it could go further down to the 5K range, or it could go up to the 8K range. It really, I have no idea. And a lot of people are using their technical analysis to try to determine where the hell it's going to go. But in my opinion, I don't think it's possible because of the manipulation that the U.S. actually suspects from the Bitcoin Futures CME group, as well as, you know, conglomerates of global rich people that are able to manipulate the price of Bitcoin. I mean, if you have billions and billions of dollars, right, and you're making a bet on a futures contract, what's to say if you just buy some Bitcoin, sell it all at once, all your friends, you can sell it, and then everyone goes into a panic, and then institutional investors start selling their Bitcoins, and then the common people like us start selling their Bitcoins. Then they get that really big reward for their futures contract, then they buy back in, and then the market comes right back up again. So there is definitely some validity to what I'm saying here. Some research has been done to prove that around 15 days to 10 days before an expiration date for a futures contract, about, I believe it's 15% of the market drops. And I want to find where that is here. But here it is. Lee explained the gut-wrenching weakness in Bitcoin, which dropped upwards of 20% earlier this week. So this was last week. And he explains that Bitcoin usually sees a drop around 18% in 10 days before future expiration, and it recovers 6 days afterward. So I'm not sure whether that's just us afraid of the market and we think, oh, well, since the expiration date's coming, maybe we should sell because that's when things will really start getting volatile, or if there's some manipulation involved as well. From my own interpretation of the graph, it's kind of hard to determine where this is happening, but I mean, it's very evident that once the future contract started, we started to see the decline, the long grinding decline that is Bitcoin right now. Uh, and we could see during the first contract, which ended the 26th, we can see that people saw it as an opportunity to buy back in. And in the course of 2 days following the 26th, we got up to 12,000 from initially 10. And then we saw a huge drop. And we saw it because of media. So many negative articles were coming out at once, which is very suspicious to me anyway, because I don't trust media. I don't really trust when any kind of authority figure tells me anything. I guess I'm just more skeptical, sorry. I'm skeptical of the spectacle that is the media. So then we see that it dropped really low in February, which is now the kind of seems to be the support level where Bitcoin reaches. And we see it went back up again. 26th again, we see that it has a nice little decline or increase up. Then all of a sudden, here we go again. Comes right back crashing down. I want to see if we see the same pattern. 26th of April, we see a little bit of a price increase, and then it just tumbles it in. So what is that all about? You know, I don't know if that is us or them. And that's why this is so confusing. I would say if you were a trader that is calculated in what they're doing, maybe that's a strategy you can use from now on, because I don't know if this is going to continue to go on until maybe the whole gears have to reset. But it is apparent to me that there has to be a little bit wrong if the CFTC suspects Bitcoin future price manipulation. That's where the line gets drawn, right? When the U.S. gets involved in a futures contract, right, where this is all institutionalized as it is, that's when I start, you know, my doubts are revealed. It seems to be the truth if the U.S. government is starting to also feel the same way. Now, I'm not saying it's the truth, but it seems to be. Now the suspicions make a little bit more sense. So that seems to be the biggest problem that Bitcoin and the crypto markets have dealt with ever since these future contracts have come out. And if you want to research what futures contracts have done to other valuable commodities such as gold, silver, uranium, whenever there's a futures contract that comes out, you see a really low dip and everything kind of just comes to a halt. It happens a lot of times. It's really sad actually, and you don't see the recovering prices that you would like to see. So in the case of Bitcoin, I think it's just a different animal, and I don't think in the long term we're going to see that, because Bitcoin represents more than gold. It's not just an asset that a valuable asset that people hold, but it represents a philosophy as well. So that's a little bit more potent to me. And it also explains why it went up how high it did in the first place. So that's pretty interesting to me. And we can also see that another study has been shown that since the Bitcoin futures has come out, it has sunk 55% this year. So I don't know. Is it possible? Is it possible that this was just bound to happen? I do believe there was supposed to be a correction somewhere along the line, because this is not natural seeing anything go up this quickly. It had to happen at some point, right? However, it's just this droning thing that just doesn't seem to want to stop. And if you have a lot of money, if you have more money than most people, if you're the top 1% of the 1%, this is an opportunity to keep stacking those, you know, those $100 bills, in my opinion. So I really am excited to see a follow-up. I would really like to know if this is true, or if the CFTC will just forget about it, because these are, of course, the same centralized players that the U.S. government is as well. So I don't know. I think I'm going to leave these in the description, and I want to know what you guys think as well, because I really feel like these futures contracts really put a hold on Bitcoin in a way that is really upsetting. Like, they're really, right now it seems to be really hard for anybody to be making money unless you have a really good trading bot. And there's so much resistance as we try to break 7,200, 7,300. There is a lot of resistance waiting for that. Oh, by the way, don't pay attention to this graph. This is based on months ago. I guess I could do that. But I've seen some graphs as well saying that something like this triangle shape is forming. And once we get to here, some people believe that somewhere, don't pay attention to what I'm saying because this isn't as accurate. Some people believe that once we get to this, around this line, if it spikes out of this, then we'll see a bull market again. But I would be hesitant if I were you. I would make sure to really do my due diligence and research. So that's all. I just wanted to make this video and talk about that. I want to know what you guys think. Do you think that the Bitcoin futures are manipulating the Bitcoin price? Do you think it's our fault? Do you think that we're just overreacting? Or is it both? You know, whoever can give me the best comment will win $50 of Litecoin on the next video. So thank you very much, guys. I'm King Crypto, and let's get cryptical.